Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Haley, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys for coming back. So today I'm so excited to be sharing my partnership and collaboration video with Vasa. We are going to be sharing some awesome fall recipes for you guys. These are amazing if you are having a party, a football gathering, or you just want a really yummy, authentic fall recipe to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and we're doing a dessert. So let's get started. So these crunchy, wholesome crackers are amazing to use in all of your recipes. They're super versatile and they contain whole grains. I will have everything you guys need to know in the description box, including where you can purchase your own Vasa crackers. They also have their brand new thins that are out. They have the rosemary and sea salt and then the sesame and sea salt, and they provide you with a thinner, lighter, but delicious snack. I like to eat those right out of the box because the flavors are so delicious. But today we're going to be focusing on the multi-grain crisp bread, and it is a very wholesome and hearty cracker. It contains a blend of 4 different whole grains. You have your rye, wheat, oat, and barley, and it really packs a punch, and it's going to be so good in our first recipe, which is a breakfast hash. So all you're going to need is your favorite seasonal vegetables. I chose to use butternut squash, a yellow squash, a sweet potato, and then you will also need an onion. Feel free to prep this the day before. It's great for meal prep. Just store them in your fridge, and that way they're ready to go when you are ready to make your breakfast. So in your skillet, you're going to need some nonstick spray and just heat it up on a medium to high heat. You're going to add your onion first and then any dense vegetable that you're using. So the butternut squash and the sweet potato are going in first for me. Now this dish is sweet and savory, so I'm actually going to add some cinnamon to this. You can eyeball this, you can use whatever amount you want. I'm just going to sprinkle in about 1/4 of a teaspoon, season with some salt and pepper, and then use some smoked paprika and some garlic powder. You can do this to your taste. I happen to really like a lot of flavor, so I used about 1/4 of a teaspoon for each. You're going to deglaze your pan with about 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is going to help caramelize it and bring that sweetness out of the vegetables. Then you're going to add a teaspoon of stevia. You can go ahead and add any less dense vegetable, so I'm going to add the squash, and then you're going to cover it and simmer this on low because those dense vegetables do take about 15 to 20 minutes to soften up. So in the meantime, we can prepare our scrambled eggs. You can use whole eggs if you would like, but I'm just going to use 3 scrambled eggs for this in a bowl. Whisk it up. You can add a splash of water or cream if you prefer that, and you can just heat that into a nonstick skillet as well and cook them as you normally would your eggs. Then you're just going to take 2 Vasa crackers of your choosing. Like I said, we're using the multi-grain crisp breads here, and you can plate it with your scrambled eggs and your fall hash, and it is a delicious and nutritious breakfast for you at any time. Okay, so moving on to lunch, I love this recipe. This is my curried chicken salad. It is so delicious, and all you're going to do in a bowl is mix together 2 ounces of Greek yogurt and about a 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder. You can use more or less depending on how strong you want the flavor. I'm also using about a 1/2 ounce of shredded carrots in there and 3 ounces of pre-cooked diced chicken. You're just gonna give that a good mix. To help sweeten it up a little bit and balance out the curry, I added about a 1/2 teaspoon of stevia, a little salt and pepper, and then my secret, a low sugar maple syrup. And to add a little bit more flavor and some crunch, I'm adding dried cranberries. You can use raisins if you prefer, and then some sunflower seeds. Then you're going to grab your Vasa cracker and plate this up. This is also a great option if you want to cut everything up smaller and use the Vasa crackers to dip into your chicken salad. Okay, now we are on to dinner, and I love this recipe. It is so simple and flavorful. It is a roasted butternut squash soup, and you can also use pumpkin if you would like, but I have some leftover butternut squash from breakfast that I am going to be using. So you're going to preheat your oven to about 475, and with a baking tray and some aluminum foil, you can just put that down, spray it with some nonstick spray, and evenly spread out your squash. Give it a quick spray with some of the olive oil nonstick spray, or you can use some olive oil and roast it for about 20 to 25 minutes. chop up 2 garlic cloves and about 7 ounces of baby bell mushrooms. You're also going to need some of the onion that we had left over from breakfast, or you can just use 1 small yellow onion, dice that finely as well. Then in a large Dutch oven, you can heat up about 1 tablespoon of olive oil and begin to saute your garlic, onions, and mushrooms all together. Season with salt and pepper and add 1 teaspoon of onion powder and a sprinkle of oregano, about a half teaspoon. The trick to this recipe is also a sprinkle of cinnamon. Once everything cooks down and is nice and soft, you're going to turn the heat off. You're going to remove about 3/4 of your mixture and blend it into a food processor. And then you can add your butternut squash and 4 ounces of chicken stock. Give it a good blend, and then you can add about 30 grams of half and half cream and 4 ounces of chicken broth, and continue to blend it until you get a nice creamy consistency. Then you're going to put it back into your Dutch oven and simmer it on low until it is ready to eat. It only takes a few minutes since everything is already cooked. So here is my favorite part. You're going to take 2 Vasa crackers and spray them with a butter spray and sprinkle with some garlic powder. Then just toast them until they are golden for about 5 minutes. Crumble these up on top of your soup and sprinkle with some pumpkin seeds. It is the most satisfying and comforting soup recipe. Definitely one to make all season long. Okay, so on to my favorite part, which is dessert. This is a single serving apple crisp. It is delicious, super easy to make. You can do this with pears if you would like, or any kind of berry, but it's apple season, so we're gonna go with the apples. So 1 apple will make about 4 if you are using traditional style ramekins, but all you're going to need is to dice these babies up and place them into the ramekins with about 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. You can sprinkle your stevia and cinnamon on top, and then add about a tablespoon of water just so that we don't dry the apples out. You're going to place them in the oven on 350 for about 10 minutes just to soften them up. Then in a small bowl, you're going to take 1 Vasa cracker and crumble it up along with some fresh pecans. You're going to mix it with about 1 to 2 tablespoons of a low sugar maple syrup and some cinnamon and stevia, and this is going to be the topping for our apple crisps. Remove the apple crisps from the oven and add about a teaspoon of low sugar syrup to those and your topping, and bake for an additional 5 minutes. Once they are done and they are ready to eat, you can top them with some low sugar or low fat ice cream and some fat-free whipped cream. Don't forget a little more cinnamon. This is hands down one of my favorite things to make this time of year. It's so comforting and delicious, and the Vasa crackers on top really give it a nice added crunch and heartiness. You can feel good about giving your guests something that has a lot of nutrients. These products have a lot of fiber in them. They are also GMO free. They don't contain any preservatives, so it's a win-win. You're giving them a yummy, satisfying meal, and it's also good for them. So if you guys would like to purchase the Vasa crackers, I will have everything down below for you. If you guys make any of these recipes, I would love to see your creations, so make sure you tag me at Hale's Health on Instagram and use the hashtag Haley made me do it or make me healthy so I can see all of your lovely food. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you want to see more recipe videos, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every single week, usually on Fridays, and I know you don't want to miss out. So be sure to follow me on all of my social media where I post fitness tips and other recipes, my workouts and everything like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you're enjoying your fall, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.